It's one thing to be a natural sportsman,
Yeah.
right? Because like I'm going to be the first player to say I would talk crap from the get go too, but I don't do it
Yeah,
loud.
you're basically Tom Kim as well.
No, I am not. No.
Welcome back to episode 71 of the Loggerhead Golf Podcast. I wanted to start this morning with just a little brief update. We are in the Carolinas, and obviously western North Carolina was hit extremely hard with this hurricane. Hundreds of people, unfortunately, have passed, and they are still finding people. Thousands of people are being displaced. And in the golf industry, obviously golf courses have been destroyed, and all those employees have been displaced. So we're going to be donating some money to the Carolinas PGA. We're going to donate $500 to help with those funds. And if you guys would like to participate in these donations, I've got an address that I'll read off, or you can reach out to the Carolinas PGA section. They are taking prepaid gift cards. The address for that's going to be 6271 Bryan Park Road, Brown Summit, North Carolina. Zip code is 27214. Attention, Hurricane Helene relief. So again, we'll put that in the description here, but if you guys can help out, obviously it's worse than Hurricane Katrina, unfortunately, and they just got hit hard, and obviously it's in the mountains, so flooding typically doesn't happen to that extent, and I mean, it just
definitely unexpected, right?
So thoughts and prayers are going out with them, and
Sure.
if you guys can help in any way, if you don't help through the PGA, just, obviously there's thousands of local boots on the ground organizations that could use help, so. With that being said, tuning into our normal podcast, obviously, didn't want to start with too big of a damper, but, it's unfortunate.
It's way of life.
It has to be said.
So, President's Cup was this past week. Obviously, some drama towards the end there, but overall, I think it was a little bit better than what we initially expected.
I was going to ask, was this a good President's Cup?
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was actually, I would say it was 7 out of 10, and we were expecting like 2 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to say I'd agree with you, Kyle. Like, it was actually fun to watch. There were good close matches. It felt competitive, even though the final score didn't really look as competitive.
Yeah.
Someone guessed 18 and a half, 12 and a half.
I can't remember if I said 17 and a half or 18 and a half, but
Someone guessed it correctly. I think you said 17. I think you said.
I'd have to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, I was sitting there.
Replay the tapes.
2010 was looking good. 2010 was looking good.
It looked good there for a while.
But to answer your question, I would give this President's Cup a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think it was terrible. I don't think the matches were that good. For the U.S. to dominate the way they did, and the reason why I'm saying this is the average margin of victory of holes won is usually between plus 25, plus 20. Europe was a plus 26 hole win advantage over U.S.
to win by 5 or 6 points, it usually takes about 25.
Correct. This year it was total holes won this year was 117 for the United States and 116 for the internationals. So for the hole one to be just one, that means and the score to end up the way they did.
That's what I say. Like the
they
matches,
just folded like a lawn chair.
And what I think we'll get to it. I've got a question, or one of our questions is who are the biggest winners and who are the biggest losers of the week.
Yeah.
But typically speaking, like if you would think when you saw that the score should have been within 1 point, if not tied or something like that, it could have been very close. I feel like Team International had a very good opportunity to win this President's Cup. They should have won it. Too many matches on the back nine. They took too many matches to the back nine with a lead.
They
on the back
dominated
nine.
the front nine.
Exactly. They carried a lead to the back nine, and too many matches got swung and ended up losing on the back nine.
Yeah.
That's. I think as an American, that's why it was fun to watch, right? Because the Americans are always kind of rallying.
I sat there after Thursday when America swept it. They flipped pretty much every match on the back nine the first round, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, this event's over. Now, hear me out.
TV made Friday happen.
Hear me out. Everyone loves to say Kansas City Chiefs, NFL. We might have some cheating. The script. I think the script was in because I just think there's no way in hell the internationals go 5-0 the next day.
I don't either, to be honest.
I mean, and it showed on Saturday.
Yeah.
Internationals only won 2 matches on Saturday.
Well, and that was the thing too. Like taking Saturday into account, early in the morning matches, internationals had got off to a good start.
Here's
got
my
a big
thing too.
lead.
US's pairings on Friday made 0 sense.
No.
I mean, so and now that being said, I mean, for didn't Cantley and Shoffley get boat raced on Friday?
I mean,
they lost like 7-6 basically. Or something like that.
Sometimes you get a player gets momentum,
and I get that. Like they were playing well, but I'm sitting here and I'm just like, there's just when you look at the whole margin, you look at everything, and then you look at for the event to pretty much be over by Saturday midday.
Yeah,
Saturday after the morning session that the
chances are
internationals had no shot to win,
especially when they don't win a single one of those matches in the afternoon.
But I think we can probably lead that into what we all have as our biggest winners and probably biggest losers of the event.
Yeah. I mean, for me, biggest loser, Mike Weir. But like honestly, I mean, because like when you look at the whole differential and then you look at the final score of the event, why did Team International lose this event? This is where they needed a captain that could position their team and position their pairings to
You don't
win
play
matches.
Jason Day all day on Saturday.
Clearly, Mike Weir had
Taylor
a plan.
Pendrith plays 5 matches.
Well, so and everybody's beat up and like it's already been said.
I know we're late to the party.
Game, but I mean it's obvious. It's that obvious that Saturday Mike Weir had a plan, and that was he was wanting to try and ride momentum and leave all 8 players to play all 36 holes or both matches, both sessions. Hindsight being 2020, when he lost all 4 matches in this afternoon session, it's like maybe should have done something different. So that's my biggest loser.
Your biggest loser is
if
Mike
Mike
Weir
had done something different on Saturday, they could have swung. All it would have taken is 1 or 2 matches on Saturday to swing, and momentum swings totally different.
They had to
Sunday.
come and split the session, and they had every opportunity to split or win the first session on Saturday, and ended up being 3-1.
I mean, Team International had a lead in all 4 matches in Saturday afternoon. I think 3 matches they had a lead on the back 9 and lost all 3 matches. I mean, the players had to be gassed.
I don't get this whole hometown captain. Like you got to ask the question: why was Mike Weir even the captain to begin with? And they're only going to say
because he's Canadian.
Because he's Canadian, right? And it just shows that this is more of a corporate / political outing than it is a tournament. Because it bodes a question like, why did you choose like the 4th best golf course in Montreal?
Well, I mean, I think because they played the President's Cup there before.
Yeah. But before I get into mine, what's your biggest winners and losers, would you say?
Mike Weir's probably saying sorry.
Sorry
For losing.
Sorry, They need Ricky out there.
Yeah. The biggest loser, in my opinion, and I actually like him as a player until this week, was Tom Kim.
Yeah.
That's mine too.
I put the Kims were up there too as my biggest losers.
It was bad. I mean, just say I'm a crybaby without saying I'm a crybaby.
Yeah,
and he's really good.
He's
friends
the
with
slowest crybaby in the entire world.
To my opinion, you can't talk that much trash on the golf course
and not receive it,
and then go into the press conference and cry
and go into the press conference and say
talk.
There were some disrespectful things, and
Right.
poor gamesmanship.
Yeah,
it's like you on the 3rd hole mouth. These MFers gonna find out. Like I'm sitting there and I'm like,
walking off the green to the next tee.
This is hole 3, dude. Like,
I say let's try winning a match first before we.
Okay, I'll dive in because my biggest loser of this week was Tom Kim. Tom Kim, and here's my thing: a lot of media outlets, everyone's saying someone had to bring energy. Honestly,
I applaud him for that. Quite honestly,
I disagree. Because they're trying to compare him to Ian Poulter. Ian Poulter doesn't talk shit on hole 3. He lets his match get to a point, and when it starts to get serious, that's when Ian Poulter would erupt. Right? He doesn't come out on the first tee and cheer the crowd and go ape shit.
And then it won 6 fairways over right.
Yeah, hit it 6 fairways over right, take 2 minutes to hit the ball. Right? It's one thing to be...
And then
everybody's got
it's one thing to be a natural sportsman.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I'm going to be the first player to say I would talk crap from the get-go too, but I don't do it loud.
You're basically Tom Kim as well.
No, I am not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to walk 60 yards to another tee box while my playing competitors.
But what I was going to say is like
Patrick Reed, no doubt, he was silent until he wasn't.
Correct. Well, I mean, He was and he wasn't. But
him and Rory's match,
would
they
say
were just going back and forth, and then they erupted.
But now after that match, Reed started to kind of lean into that persona a little bit more, I feel like, and kind of try to create that energy.
You could tell it wasn't genuine.
Right. I would say your difference you're comparing there is like the Ian Poulters, like when we say Ian Poulters, like these
people that actually win and have things to back it up.
These match play specialists, you could, I guess, call them, right?
Yeah, because Tom Kim went 1-3-1. So.
Always perform well in match play, especially Ryder Cups or President's Cups, regardless of how their play has been that whole year. They let the momentum build and the energy come to them.
Yeah, Tom Kim, you're not that guy.
And Tom Kim was trying to create the energy on his own.
That guy.
Tom Kim, you're not that guy.
Right. So
I would say, if anything, because my winner for the international team is Siwoo Kim.
Yeah.
Siwoo Kim. But that's the thing. Siwoo Kim, like, I do not like what he did on 16 or 17.
It was 16 on Saturday.
On Saturday. I do not like what he did on 16 on Saturday. But that being said, his game showed this week that he stepped up when he was called.
He definitely played well.
He's the only guy on that team that played well. I mean, and people are trying to say Tom Kim played well. He went 1-3-1. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, nope. That's, and I know Christian Bizet now it's the only one with the winning record on that side.
Maybe he should have played more matches.
He played bad that morning round with Taylor Pendrith. I mean, Taylor Pendrith.
On Friday?
Yeah, or Thursday. Sorry.
Thursday? Okay,
yeah,
well, he played Thursday. Did he play Friday?
Yeah.
Did he play Saturday?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't play on Saturday?
He didn't play a single hole on Saturday.
Oh, wow. Him, Minwoo Lee, and Jason Day?
The entire team got beat on Thursday. He wins Friday, sits all of Saturday, and wins on Sunday. I mean, he was.
They didn't win on Friday. Or yeah, they did. Sorry.
I mean, the whole team. Everybody won on Friday. You know.
Back to Mike Weir. I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking of winners and losers. Losers, Tom Kim. I mean, your antics weren't cool. You didn't bring energy. The fans in Montreal were terrible. There was no energy on the golf course. Like I'm sounding like a Debbie Downer, but like. You can't host a match play event on a par 70. It just makes no sense to me. There was no field to the golf course, right? To only have 2 par 5s, like it just felt like there wasn't
that risk reward factor that comes from playing
and the golf holes really didn't create drama because the only drama that there was is everyone hit it to 15 feet and it was whoever made the 15-footer.
Yeah. Well, we did comment too, like a lot of the par 4s. Now, granted, there were a couple longer par 4s.
We're all the same yardage.
But like the entire back nine felt like it was around a 430-yard par 4 where all of these guys were hitting driver and a pitching wedge. They're hitting 115 to 130-yard shot in. So it became a gap wedge or pitching wedge contest.
Which we saw, like Sunday singles were a perfect example. Why these guys are so damn good, those wedge shots into 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Everybody across the board, internationals including, were just throwing darts. Mm-hmm. That's why those guys are good.
Yeah. Who were, I guess, Tyler, who was your biggest loser? You got anybody different?
I had Tom Kim, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty unanimous. Nobody liked Tom Kim. Sorry, Tom Kim. Who were our biggest winners?
Patrick Cantlay.
Yeah, that's what I had as mine as well.
I mean, Patrick Cantlay, he was kind of a little bit different from Rome of last year, but the silent killer.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Cantlay had every opportunity when he made that putt Saturday night to just absolutely give it back to them.
I was going to say, glad you brought that up again because, a lot of people made fun of Wyndham Clark for giving back the night treatment, right?
Someone had to do it.
And I was going to say, someone had to do it, and I was like, really, Wyndham Clark just wasn't the guy to do it. He wasn't the right one. Like, if Cantlay would have done it, that would have been hilarious.
If Cantlay and Shoffley did it, how amazing.
However,
that would
it's probably better that he didn't.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? He's just
because he's already a little vilified.
He's just cold.
Vilified.
Correct. Yeah. He's just like a villain anyway. Yeah. Just not doing anything.
I mean, I'm the first person here on the podcast to say Patrick Cantlay is one of my least favorite golfers. I gained a little bit of respect for him
he
this
played
weekend.
well. Him and Xander Shoffley both, I would say, were my probably biggest winners.
Shoffley's a dog. We don't have to worry about Shoffley when it comes to these team events. He came out
and I mean, what did he do in his match on Sunday against Day? He shoot 6 under par.
He was 8 under.
Something. Yeah, I mean, he was 7 under. Yeah. Well, he made 7 birdies through the first 8 holes.
So
is that all?
Is that good?
Or was it the first 9 holes? Whatever. But
I mean, those first 2 matches were great because
good.
You had Scheffler and Matsuyama throwing birdies all over the place.
I say, and then my final. And unfortunately, I didn't list anybody from international on this. My other one was Homa.
Homa's a winner?
Because of how he played on his Sunday singles.
I was going to say that was the loser for the American team.
And because he had a pretty bad week, but he kind of knew he was going to have a rough
Here's
week,
my thing is, I'm going to say
but he came out.
we can't grade him.
Maybe.
He didn't have enough.
I mean, he hasn't had a good year either.
Well, I'm saying I can't grade him. He wasn't on the course enough.
True.
He only played
But
3 matches.
Sunday singles, he came out and played solid.
I get that.
That's why I put him on there.
I mean, but gosh, I mean this President's Cup proves
Because I think
that
everyone was expecting nothing out of him.
for him to hole out on hole 1, that was dirty.
Yeah.
That was a filthy
That's a good
shot.
I don't know. The only positive thing I saw of Max the entire week was when he started drinking during the ceremony.
Dude, while
Early.
Trudeau was speaking,
Yeah.
and he's just back there chugging a Budweiser. I was like, man, that's as American as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they have Budweiser up there. It's just. Meanwhile, isn't Anheuser-Busch owned by a Chinese company now? I think
Probably.
so.
I mean,
No, but I there was a lot of really cool moments. You had Ben Ann tweet.
the
When
tweet exchange.
the PGA Tour put out the video of Wyndham Clark going night boys, which had to be said. You cannot do the night celebration and lose the match. Siwoo Kim. Unfortunately, that's why I think Tom Kim and Siwoo their antics were all so they talked about it the night before.
Yeah.
Because you can't celebrate like that when you're tied.
Well, when you've just chipped in to tie the match.
To tie the match. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, ultimately they end up losing. And then you have Ben Ann tweet at Wyndham Clark and says, there's always that one guy on your team that doesn't do shit, but has a lot to say.
Shit.
And then Wyndham Clark says, at least I had a tea time today. I mean, that's what we need. We need that in the golf world.
A little bit of that.
A perfect example is, you NFL, they mic up players every week. And are they talk crap, and then when the players tackle each other or something, it's always like, hey, good tackle.
Right.
But that's the thing. It's you do have to have a little bit of animosity in these matches. I don't want people out there just shaking hands and, it almost look like the internationals were happy to lose.
Well, so that brings me up to my question I have, the biggest question I have about it. Why can't team internationals win?
They don't have the best players on their team.
That's probably a big factor, sure.
There's four internationals that weren't on that team that are better than 90% of that team. Adam Scott, time to go to pasture, buddy. You're done. You're done. You're not going to win.
But even
I know you've played well this year.
For the history of this event, though, they have had those players on their team and still have not won.
Last time they had their players, it was the closest it's ever been without the tie and the win.
They still didn't win.
I know.
So, why can't Team International win this event?
U.S. team's more talented. I mean, I
don't know that that's the answer because Team USA has a hard time beating Team Europe. And more often than not, they have the more talented or higher ranked team than Team Europe does.
It's hard when how many different nationalities did you have on the team?
I think it's hard for them to come together. But this team looked pretty unified.
It looks manufactured though. It's just not. It's just not like
they're kind of all Americans. So
I think bingo. I think that's the problem. Is most of these internationals are basically Americans. They're basically
or have
Americans.
dual citizenship. Yeah.
Huh? Or have dual, but they live here full time.
It's not because where the animosity comes from in the Ryder Cup is the fact that those guys used to play on the European Tour and used to play on the PGA Tour.
I think that's the biggest part of it.
That's why Nick Faldo didn't like anybody from the U.S. team. Right? Things like that. I agree. The international team doesn't have that. Now, here's my thing. Imagine you would have gotten that feel if Cam Smith and Joaquin Neiman and Carlos Ortiz were on the team this year because they're not competing with those guys week in and week out.
It would have felt more like that.
Or even a Marcel Siem, who's won twice this year.
He's Europe.
Correct.
He's European.
Yeah, isn't he German?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's some, But this is what I was going to say. Why I asked, why can't the team internationals win? Is because this team USA and how they played in their President's Cup. Yes, they won pretty handedly. But
they would have got boat raced by Europe.
Had that been Team Europe, they would have lost.
They would have got boat raced
by 5 or 6 points. I feel like
there was only 8 guys on Team USA that played well this week that I think are going to be on the Ryder Cup team.
So that's the question I have. Is why can't Team International win? And it may even be a spin on that. Could be, is it so much that Team USA beat internationals handedly, or, and I guess my question
The whole margin proves they didn't.
correct. Why can't Team USA win those close matches against Team Europe and win those Ryder Cups?
I think the pressure's just heightened.
I don't know.
I don't know. We will never know
Yeah.
until it happens.
They can beat one team pretty easily, and the other team they have a. I say they can't beat, but they did beat them the
And I
one
guess
year
we can-
at Whistling Straits. But
We
that's the only win
but
they've
that was
had in the Ryder
but
Cup
that was the
in
worst Europe team, like strength of a Europe
maybe a
team
decade.
that they've had.
Yeah.
I will say this: the way too early predictions, but how are we feeling about the U.S. team going into Bethpage next year after the President's Cup? Because they put a lot of weight.
A little bit better.
They put.
Now that they're going to allow the live guys to play,
Yeah.
a lot
You feel better?
I say if you swap out Brian Harmon
Gone.
for Koepka.
for Koepka and then
Wyndham Clark,
you take out
gone.
Wyndham Clark
Gone.
for
Bryson.
Bryson DeChambeau,
Bryson.
that's a solid team.
Here and then obviously, I don't think Keegan's going to be playing.
I don't either. I don't realistically.
I think he's a good enough golfer that his form might hold himself into points. He
Yeah.
says he's not going to pick himself, but I don't think Sahith's game is quite there yet. I mean, he struck the ball very poorly this week.
It was also his first one of those events.
I get that,
too, though.
but
You got to cut him a little bit of slack. Like they
but
didn't.
I mean, we're going to have rookies on this Ryder Cup
Correct.
team, which I think for the President's Cup they should have done. They should have had a guy like Akshay.
How
They
about
should have
Sam
had
Burns?
Sam Burns is going to be on that Ryder Cup
yeah,
team.
Sam
He
Burns
played great
well.
this week.
Actually, we could have put him as one of our biggest winners.
That was
Yeah,
mine.
I was going to say he played awesome this week.
Undefeated.
There's one U.S. player that they need to definitely keep him away from the team bus, and that's Tony Finau. He was terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but his putting was just too suspect for like,
Putting everything,
Well-
and this golf course should have been perfect for him.
Yeah.
He was one of the worst strokes gained all around.
Didn't he end up losing his singles match?
Oh yeah,
And I mean, we forget that. Because he lost it like 3-2 on, I think, right? Or did
Yeah.
he make it to 18?
Corey Connors. No,
Yeah,
Corey
Yeah, Corey
Connors
Connors beat him like 3-2.
3-2.
So he
Which
lost.
Corey Connors is a dog. He's good.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of Corey Connors, but Tony Finau was 2 up in that match, and lost 3 down.
Keyword there was.
Well, yes, but like, I mean,
But I will tell you this: USA has a new guy part of the boys club, and he carried around the world #1 this week.
oh yeah,
And his
Henley.
name's Russell Henley.
Yeah,
He is the perfect partner to have
yeah.
in match play because that man just doesn't miss a fairway and doesn't miss a green
No, I was gonna say it could have
Now,
listed
he
him
had-
as a winner too.
Huh?
I said we could have listed him as a winner for.
sure. I mean, the thing is, it's Xander, Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa, who didn't miss a fairway all
core.
week.
There's a 6-player core in that in that President's Cup team.
USA has 9 guys right now that are pretty much their core players, including Bryson and Brooks.
Yeah, you want to go there.
Essentially, the rest of the PGA Tour is competing for 3 spots because the 9 guys, and guess who's going to have to compete to get those spots back in? The guys like Spieth, guys like JT, because there's 9 guys right now that I don't see anybody from the outside definitely swapping them. So,
No.
I mean, and just looking at their play, the biggest thing about match play is you can't take yourself out of the hole.
Correct.
And the guys like Tony Finau, Wyndham Clark, who was hitting slices all over the golf course, how he halved his match. I mean, but
I'd say, I don't know. I think definitely, like I say,
Definitely.
the core part of Team USA,
Is
I
pretty
feel
good.
a little bit stronger about them now going into the Ryder Cup after this event.
yep. But I think
Time will tell.
do we need to scrap the President's Cup? Is it done?
I think you need to change the format to something else.
What if they opened up the tournament with singles?
Or they do what we talked about last time, make it a co-ed event.
I think that because like they don't have a President's Cup for the women.
Because I think, hear me out, since I haven't done one in a while. You bring back the WGCs or a match played throughout the year, at least 2 events. So 2 for the PGA Tour, 1 co-ed, and then that year co-ed for the match play would qualify you for the co-ed President's Cup.
The following year?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it needs to change because this was the year for the internationals to
win.
I mean, the team, like we said, Team International should have won this event.
You give it one more try because next year's at Medina.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they're gonna give it one more try. Yeah. It's guaranteed to go next year. You give it one more try. Now, here's the thing: if guys like Cam Smith, Joaquin Neiman, Carlos Ortiz, who are higher ranked in the official world golf rankings than half of the international team this past week, right?
If they're left
off the team, you got to toss it out. Yeah. Because obviously you're not serious about winning. You're only serious about political. Which the PGA Tour, unlike the Ryder Cup, the PGA Tour turns a profit on this event. It makes them money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so it's not the competition's secondary.
Right.
So they're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, at least it gave us something to talk about, something different to watch. Starting your matches on Sunday at 12 o'clock when football's on, that's quite a decision, but,
Bold move, Cotton.
And then also I think the President's Cup, it's important to go to iconic golf courses. Can't go to Royal Montreal.
No, and no shame on the golf course. Like it looked like
the next two,
honestly looked like an awesome golf course.
The next two are going to be awesome.
Match. It's just not
the
a
next
match
two are going to be
golf
awesome
course.
because they go to Medina. Then after they go to Medina, they go to Kingston.
Yeah.
Back to Australia, which I imagine will be Adam Scott's debut as captain.
Probably.
So
Kyle, I think you had some news about some putters you saw.
Yeah, so obviously, if you did watch it, you noticed all the new L.A.B Oz's were in play. Adam Scott used it for one round, then switched back, but Ben On kept it in play.
He only played like 3 times, but
Dustin Johnson.
It wasn't hard to keep it in play.
Dustin Johnson the week prior switched to DF3.
Yeah.
And then now this week at Sanderson Farms, you've got Ricky switching to a DF3.
Yeah.
So this little putter company from Oregon who made some wild looking putters and using some technology that currently 7 of the top 12 manufacturers are trying to copy and they still can't do it.
They failed.
It's pretty cool to see. I think that's what the golf industry needed, was a little guy to shake up the cookie cutter mentality because I mean, I've been a fitter for a long time. I know we've been around golf for a long time, and the putter market has really never changed. Your Newport's been a Newport. Your Ping Answer's been a Ping Answer. Your TaylorMade Spider's been a TaylorMade Spider. Mm-hmm. Now, the marketing's changed, or the colors, or maybe what type of insert.
Yeah, they're trying to say MOI and things like that.
But the actual concept of putting hasn't changed for those. And then you have L.A.B, who's been around for a while with the DF2. That was Bill Press's first putter. And now you've got these 4 core models with a 5th one coming out that's going to be a little bit more appealing.
So will this get the Golo fans, the Rossi fans, maybe into a L.A.B putter?
I think the biggest thing that you're seeing is they're not paying a single player, period.
Influencers are a different question.
Yeah, that might be a little bit different.
Every golf. Hey, I have a L.A.B putter. If we post a YouTube video, you'll see L.A.B. I mean, L.A.B's number one putter on YouTube.
That would be my critique on L.A.B. is they claim to not pay any players to use it, but they have sure given out a lot to some of these social media people.
I'll take one of these new ones.
We don't have enough time to talk about that.
I'll take one of the new ones.
But yeah, anyway. I think it's moving the needle.
Yeah, for sure. They're doing something different. It's pretty cool to see that.
And it's fully customizable. Like any color, any alignment aid, any shaft.
Just make sure you choose the right alignment aid.
Yeah. So.
But no, I think when the pictures came out, I sat there and I was like, damn it, I'm going to have to get another L.A.B.
Sure did. I was there when you said it.
Yep. Hey, I made everything I looked at this past weekend. So maybe my L.A.B stays. Or the other new putter goes in the back. I don't know.
No comment.
Yet to see.
Miles?
No comment
Show and
about
tell?
Making everything.
Huh?
I said no comment about making everything. Oh, God.
Oh, dear Lord.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, so we've got basically the NCAA bracket.
You have to choose one.
The March Madness of ugliest putters ever.
Here's my thing. So my sister putted with one of those Blackhawks in high school.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, dude, I think it was elite.
I think we know somebody's got one of these, don't we?
Yeah. You can see it from right here.
The Biomech AccuLock.
Bam.
Yeah. It is hideous.
It's also lefty.
The one I don't see on here that is also a bad one is the Cure.
Who tried putting with the cube in competition? Was it Patrick?
I don't
Someone
know.
putted with the cube.
What, Padraig Harrington?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And then Tony Finau has his own version. Ping made him.
Yeah, with a plumber's neck.
And
It's more of a training aid.
And he still can't get the sole flat on the ground.
Yeah. I think one that's missing here, Kyle, you'll appreciate this. The original Doc. The Doc 17.
Yeah, the Doc 17 and the 21.
But and then I guess the reason why it's not on this is it wouldn't have fit.
No.
On one of these boxes, it would just.
Hey.
It was like, what is that?
I'm going to give all these putters a flush. Don't knock it till you try
Exactly.
Well, I was gonna say the Odyssey, in my opinion, out of everything that's on there, that Odyssey was, if they would have came out with that right now versus 15 years ago,
It'll look look like geniuses, right?
it would be the number one selling putter that Odyssey.
Tom McGaney used it. Hey,
He still does.
He won
He
on
uses a
tour with
2-ball
it.
version. If they relaunch that right now versus what it would be the number one putter hands down.
Yeah.
So I like them. No,
I mean,
Sticky golf.
The ice block is wild.
the name, nope.
Yeah.
Everything about that is.
I like the Vector. The Vector is half putter, half chipper. You can chip left hand.
Bradley
right
putters would have been another good one. Bradley putters makes all theirs out of wood.
Well, it's got a curve to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid to try a different putter. You know?
Flush.
Let your freak flag fly.
I've been putting my sunglasses in here like an idiot.
This
has got you written all over it.
Why'd you guys put this up, huh?
I think this was a targeted ad.
I feel like this is a targeted ad. Has my phone been listening to me?
It's a concept for Yamaha or EasyGo to add this attachment to the
You
golf
need a hot
cart.
dog holder, right?
Yeah.
I think they should make weld permanent clips on the left side of the bar right there. Yeah. Either hold a cigar or a hot dog.
The glizzy
Flush.
holder.
Huh?
Flush.
Actually, golf courses have to sell, hot dogs in the first place to do it.
What a concept. A snack bar being open when golfers are on the course.
Wow. Very true.
That's asking a lot.
We won't get into that debate today. One of golf's great crimes, an easily walkable course plus 425-year-olds in carts. Makes me want to throw up.
Mike Clayton.
Mike Clayton, dude, that's a bad take.
You're an old head.
Bad take.
Yeah, Shank.
I'm glad everyone can have an opinion.
Yeah.
I have terrible opinions.
I was gonna say.
Mike Clayton has terrible opinions.
If I want to ride in a damn golf cart, I'll ride in a golf cart.
Well, that's a stupid statement. That's not even an opinion. How to make yourself look like an ass on Twitter 101. Or excuse me, X. X.
Yeah. This has been rolling around my feed, and I've seen a lot of people be like, I kind of agree, and it's like, trust me, there are certain golf courses that I have said that is a much better walk than it is cart ride.
There are definitely golf courses that are easier to walk than others.
And to you people that don't like walkers do play faster than golf carts. Just
play faster than golf carts.
It depends on the player, but technically walking is not slower. That being said, walk, ride, it's your choice. You're paying the money to play the course. Don't give a damn about what other people think or Mike Clayton thinks.
Well, to light that fire again, the same people who probably think this also agree with the there should only be one cart fee statement too.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. In fact, the reason why they are adamant about walking a golf course is because they refuse to pay that cart fee.
Yeah. With a $7 Starbucks coffee.
How many times did you get? Oh, you put me down for riding? I walked.
Yeah, you walked to the first tee and it threw your clubs on the back.
Yeah. I saw you riding by hole 3. You hopped in with your buddy. Yeah.
All right, so we've got My Golf Spy. What tour player do you think would use a Kirkland golf ball?
Lexi Thompson, Ben Griffin, and John Daly.
No, John Daly wouldn't. He's a Bridgestone guy.
Actually, I saw this and I thought of somebody. I was like, this is perfect for that. But now I can't think of who I thought.
John Daly played a Lion golf ball in a Max Fly.
Yeah.
Does it have to be straight up just the Kirkland, or can they work with Kirkland to make a ball?
No, it's got to be the Kirkland.
It's got to be the Kirkland because Kirkland comes from
But
the same
after the
factory
lawsuit ball too.
I was gonna say Bryson, if he got to
No,
work.
No, but God no.
But he's
he's way too technical and scientific. To
that's what I'm saying. Are they able to work with them?
No, we're saying no.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, it has to be the new crappy ball, not the pre-lawsuit
It can't
ball.
be the Pro V1 that they
Right.
released that was equal. I can't think of one right now. I mean,
we trashed on him with Tom Kim.
Well, like I said, Ben Griffin and Lexi and Daly are the best three.
Yeah.
2 of them signed with MaxFly for $1 gazillion.
I'll play a Kirkland if they want to give me money.
Anyway.
Heck, I'll play Kirkland if you give me my free premium Costco membership.
That's all it would take.
Unlimited glizzies.
And golf balls being paid for.
Correct.
And unlimited and that membership.
I love Costco. It's a good place.
It's empty right now. Everybody's panic buying.
Yeah, I went through Harris Teeter yesterday, and all the toilet paper and paper towels are gone. What is going on, man?
I went to Harris Teeter yesterday and everything.
Well, they
stocked
got
up.
people have to soak the paper towels in milk, and then they put their
All
bread.
right, go to the next one. I swear again.
This is so stupid.
I saw this too.
Yeah,
PGA
Shane,
Tour
Breaking
to begin
news.
testing in-round player interviews this week.
But
Limited to Thursdays on par threes, and it can only be about golf.
Is that like the tee to green thing? Like where they had them mic'd up? And
I was gonna
yeah,
say, I
well,
feel like
they've already been doing
experimented with this before, and
nobody liked it.
It was a CBS thing. CBS was the only people doing it, I think.
It's a shank.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't.
Hear me out. Okay. I think this is fine. Clearly, it's going to be scripted conversations, though. That's why I'm that's what they're missing. But I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing some mid round because we need. But here's my thing: is you got people paying for Peacock, so put it only on Peacock. That way, players can actually say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Because if they're having to
censor themselves,
then it's just not going to be genuine. It's just.
I don't know. I don't really care about hearing
Actually,
an interview because we know it's not going to be about. It's going to tell us about how you're playing today.
How about
some good shots,
how about maybe
try to hit fairways and greens?
How about
make
maybe
some
help the
putts.
caddies make more money?
Take
and
it one shot at a time. There's your interview answer.
And if
for every
certain
interview.
caddies want to have a mic on their bag, allow them.
I would
to have
rather
a mic.
mic up more players or more caddies.
There's nothing I like more than when the mic is in there and you hear the player and caddy talking through the shot.
Yeah.
That's way
that's
better.
what we need to hear more.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah.
Something like that would be better than this, but this I will say is at least a decent start for me.
I was like, you're going to get the same standard answer for every golfer.
I feel like
They
every
ask them a
Tiger
question.
interview ever played it
Yeah.
really well
I'm
and hit the ball really
Just
good.
hit fairways and greens. Take it one shot at a time. Yeah, just keep my head down. Keep grinding.
Yeah, it's
Maybe I should take it one shot at a time if I could play like that.
100%. If you can put it to practice, but that's what they're going to say. Like you're not going to find out anything new and exciting from this. I don't feel like.
I agree. I don't know. Something different.
Yeah, Shank.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for listening again. We're going to have that link in the description or at least some details below on how you can donate towards the hurricane relief, and we'll catch you on the next episode.